Day traders are going to get absolutely smoked this week. There is a ton of news. This is a week where you really want to focus on capital preservation and just preserving that capital, right? If you do decide to trade, take smaller positions, limit that stop losses, limit your risk, overall emotional and financial risk to the market, because when you have weeks like this coming up that is so news heavy, the markets move, man. They're going to be moving. There is no really clear direction. You don't really know, if we're going to be on the uptrend, the downtrend. There could be a ton of fear induced into the market. There could be a lot of greed induced into the market. You just don't know, right? And the market's really going to have to get through this week to digest all of the news that's really happening. And so I'm going to dive into the market watch calendar, the economic calendar, and just break down what all we have this week. But guys, let me tell you, as somebody who has been smoked by news over and over and over again, I finally learned my lesson. And just believe me when I say it is best to just stay out of it. And if you do decide to trade, super small positions, really small positions, because the market, especially the NASDAQ, if you do trade the NASDAQ, can move 40, 50 points at a time, right? So let's just dive into market watch here. Let me drag my camera over right there. Perfect. Let's dive into the economic calendar to see what we got going on. Now, Monday, we don't really have anything, right? Maybe a pretty slow day on Monday because the market's really waiting for the rest of the week. So Monday, we don't really have anything. We get into Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm really paying attention to consumer confidence here. Consumer confidence tends to move the market quite a bit. 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. I'm Central time, so I see this happen at 9 a.m. So I will be paying attention to consumer confidence because we'll probably get some pretty big moves during that. But that's really all that's really huge on Tuesday. We get into Wednesday. We have employment. We have manufacturing PMI. We have job openings, ISM manufacturing, construction spending. The big ones. Wednesday. The big ones here. Federal Reserve decision on interest rates. We have FOMC on Wednesday, which, let me say this, when we have weeks with FOMC, even though we have a little bit of news on Tuesday, a lot of times what is going to happen is you'll see the market just chop sideways. Monday, Tuesday, we might just get some super choppy action because the market's really waiting on one thing, and that is FOMC on Wednesday. All right, so that's something we got to pay attention to for Monday, Tuesday. Just, be expecting some chop. Don't expect some big, heavy upward trends or downward trends. I expect us to kind of just chill out and be mellow. Other than this little bit of news here, we'll probably be chill, really mellow, waiting for this FOMC decision, interest rate decision on Wednesday. So once we get out of that, the market's really going to have to digest this information when we get it. But once we get out of FOMC, then we jump into Thursday, where we have jobless claims and factory orders, right? Factory orders, jobless claims. Those are going to be big movers, right? Outside of everything else happening this week, these are going to move the market pretty heavily. So that's something we got to pay attention to. Now, we get into Friday. Friday is also big because we got NFP. Now we got non-farm payrolls. Now, a lot of times, non-farm payrolls affect the Forex market more so, but we do see a lot of movement in the indices on non-farm payrolls on NFP. So these NFP is straight up just capital preservation day. Like, just don't even trade. It's not worth it. Right? It is not. Trust me when I say it is not worth it. We just want to just chill, save our money, save our capital, live to trade another day, because these days can absolutely smoke you in a matter of minutes. Right? Especially if you're not downsizing. Like, say on the NASDAQ, you're trading minis and you're putting on 1, 2, 3 minis contracts, you're going to get smoked super fast. If you're wrong, you're going to get smoked. If you're right, you can make a lot of money, but that's just gambling. Like, you're gambling at this point. If you're putting on that amount of size on these types of days, these types of weeks, you're just gambling at this point. And I wish you the best of luck. You could make a lot of money, or you're just going to get smoked, like majority of traders this week. So do yourself a favor, man. If you do decide to trade small, right? Be patient, be smart about your cash, about your accounts, the contracts you trade micros, right? You can still trade a mini contract size using micros. You can just scale into it. But if you just start small on micros and say you're wrong on a trade, you're only wrong a little bit, versus get in right on a mini and you're down $1,000 in like 2 seconds, So just really take this week to focus on your patience, focus on preserving that capital, right? Sitting on your hands. Focus on sitting on your hands and just watching the market. Let the market do its thing. It's going to have a lot to digest this week. Right? Monday, Tuesday, probably going to be a little bit of chop, but the rest of the week is going to have a lot of numbers to digest. So we probably won't really have much of a direction this week until we get into probably next week, like the week after all this news, where the market has had time to digest all this information. So good luck to you. Don't get smoked. Save your accounts. If you guys like this kind of content, be sure to smash the like button down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more daily content, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.